We got a few minutes. Let me see, what do I pick from my little notes here? Pick a good one to address all body parts. Pose, dragonfly. The one for the kidneys, we've done that one, I think, for endocrine. Tactile pose. Okay. So let's do one. Tactile pose. This one is a good one. Okay, anybody interested to do any foam rolling today? Have you tried it?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, do you have a roller at home, Peggy? How about?
I do.
Awesome, awesome. You know what? Because that gets some tightness out of the way really quickly in all kinds of areas. Let's get one. Just a new way. And how about Stein? Stein, who's there for Stein?
Stina, it is.
Stian. Stian. Oh, what a beautiful name.
Yeah, Stina. It's like Christina without the Cree.
Stian, nice. Thank you for joining. And you are getting on right now. Okay, good. I was planning to use the foam roller a little bit today. Do you have a foam roller available at all?
I don't.
One of those tubes, you know, like, okay, well, we may not be able to then. How about I will do a couple of things. I'll give you a pose to do, and I'll give the ones with a foam roller something else. Because I promised them we're gonna do a foam roller today. Okay, I'm trying to get my screen big. All right, everybody can see my area. That foam roller basically is a PVC pipe wrapped into a rubber thing. But if you don't have it, you don't have it, you know. It's not something you would have around the house. In case you have them. How about tennis balls? Anybody has a set of 2 tennis balls? Because that could be the other option, that way everybody can use it.
I think I have those.
Tennis balls, just like that. They can be just your regular racket tennis balls. They're called also yoga balls, but they don't have to be yoga balls. Okay, so we're gonna use some of that to release some deep tension. So get those available, and we'll just start when everybody's ready. Are those handy for you, Stein? All right, everybody ready now? Okay, let's go ahead and start. Good afternoon. 4 o'clock in yoga. We're gonna get our bodies ready for the practice of yin yoga, which is basically contemplation, slow movement, meditative kind of movement. So we get into our bodies, we get to connect, we get to embody our own body, our own existence, let go of some stress, some negative emotions, some tension that we accumulate through a lifetime of this and that, as we all know. And also we can maybe get out of the world and out of the mind to experience the heart and the body as we practice together. So let's go ahead and sit comfortably, get our tailbones into the floor. And inhale, lift the spine, drop the shoulders back and down. And do some gentle movement of your neck, releasing any tension, any kinks in the body. Just around the neck, around the shoulders. And inhale, roll the shoulders up again. And as you exhale, release them down, softening through the shoulders, and rest your wrists on your knees. So inhale again, lengthen the breath a little bit more. Lift up from tailbone to crown. Hold the breath at the top of the inhale for as long as you can. And then exhale smoothly for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Squeeze and pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, seal that breath, expand the lungs. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Squeeze and hold. And continue on your own. Inhaling for a count of 4. Have a pause for a count of 2. And exhale for a count of 6. Or something close to that. If you feel you cannot inhale for 4, that's okay. Just hold that space until you get to 4 and then hold a bit longer for 2. So the pauses may be a little longer. Sometimes we feel that we cannot inhale for that length of time, and that's okay. The lungs, the bronchi, basically the bronchi are a little bit tight, a little constricted because of stress. As we relax, they start to open up, and then we can breathe a little bit more. So allow the breath to do what it can, no forcing, just being kind and gentle to our bodies. And to get to settle into the breath and then dwell in the body. So we can experience our body as a vehicle for creating this life experience on earth. And being grateful that we are a spirit and we embody the body so we can experience things of the world such as pleasure and pain. They're all two sides of the same coin, unfortunately. But we have to realize that without pain, we would not know how pleasure feels like, because there's no comparison. In this dualistic universe, we do have to have both of those things in order to experience life as it is on earth. If we would be angels, we all be floating around happily ever after. But on earth, that doesn't quite happen. But we can actually create a mind state of peacefulness, well-being in the body, clarity in the mind, acceptance, love, compassion, using all these positive emotions to uplift ourselves to that state of well-being and peace, like the angels and the divine presence would have. So we can experience this in our body, in our earthly life, as we choose to, because we have a choice. The feelings are not imposed by the outside. We create them from inside. Even though they are a reaction of the outside environment, just it matters only how we receive. What we get from the outside is how we receive it. We don't have to take it on. We don't have to accept it. We can just set our boundaries and choose not to take in anybody's energies, because we always have a choice. If somebody would come and gives you a gift, and you have a choice to say, yes, I received this gift, thank you, or no, thank you. So find that clarity in the mind as the thoughts start to settle down as you breathe. So let's set an intention for the practice, for well-being, happiness, joy, clarity, healing, transformation, whatever that may be for you. And remember it also that the mantra of the month is balance. And balance can mean to balance our own energies, our own heart and soul and mind and body to be all connected and balanced in harmony. So that can be our wish today, or any other wish that you'd like. And let's go ahead and start now with our first shape of the day. We will bring the left foot out, or switch the foot. Switch your cross around a little bit, because we're going to be here a little bit more. We're going to open up the kidneys and adrenals in this butterfly pose. So we're going to put the feet together in the front, elbows on the inside of the knees, and let the body hang forward, allowing the spine to open and lengthen. We widen out the area of the lumbar spine from L2 to L5. And also we access the kidney meridian, the bladder, and the adrenal glands. That can help us decrease the levels of cortisol caused by stress. So we enhance our ability to overcome what comes our way. Allow the base of the neck and the shoulders to soften up as you breathe. And use that longer exhalation to release that tension that you may be holding along the back of the neck and the sides of the neck, right under the skull. Softening here, letting go. Don't force the pose. We're not trying to achieve an end result. We're enjoying the journey into the most beneficial posture here to release the tension in the back body. This gets those muscles of the back also to lengthen, to release, to relax. The latissimus dorsi. And we are also opening and expanding the area between the shoulder blades to release any negativity from that area of the body, which would be most likely an emotion of grief. We always, as humans, we grieve for something. We grieve for our youth, for our health, for our yesterday, for our kids leaving the home, and so forth. So we always have to process this emotion of grief. And we need to process it properly and timely so it doesn't get stored in the body. So this is a chance to release any of that emotion. And in the kidneys, we also hold the emotion of fear, which is spread around through this kidney organ that is a very water organ. It's just a lot of water filtration happens in that organ of ours, kidneys. So it is 90% water, just like we are as a body. We are about 70% water. Just like Mother Earth, there's 70% of water covering the globe and about 30% matter. So typically we just follow the universe. We are also 70% water. And that's why we take in energy so easily, because water absorbs a lot of stuff. But also it's good for us because it can help us flow and move through life and process release. We just have to keep the energies moving and flowing in order to release. And that's why it's also recommended to drink more water when we do yin yoga or any type of yoga, really, because it helps us release some of those toxins. All right, so inhale, let's release out of that. Stretch the legs out. So now we'll alternate with a pose for our calves and back of the legs. If you have the roller, get your roller underneath your lower legs. And we're gonna get on our hands right behind the behind your mat, and you're gonna roll up and down on these lower legs from the ankle to the knee. If you don't have the roller, you're gonna get your 2 tennis balls. And you're gonna put them right below your calf muscle. Okay, Jane, accident there. So below your calf muscles, and inhale, lift up through the tailbone and into the crown, and press those toes out like you're extending, pointing the toes forward. And then you're gonna flex the feet in. So it's point and flex. This is gonna release that very thick and dense calf muscle right at the base of the calf. And as we release this area, it's gonna help release the whole fascia around the body. And then we'll get to some other body parts. But let's start here, point and flex. You can even lean forward if you want more weight. If you have the balls, if you have the roller, you can continue to roll up and down on your roll. And now if you have the roller, you can also lean the legs to one side and roll the side of the shin bone. So drop the knees towards the right, let's say, and roll up and down just like that. Okay, then we're gonna turn and reach that left leg, left shin, side of the shin down, and roll the other side. If you're on your tennis balls, you can just put them sideways under your lower leg and reach down and just sit on them. Releasing some deep embedded tension in this area around the lower legs. We increase the circulation, the meridian flow, and release that stagnation in the muscles and tendons. Almost goes to the bone, which means you'll infuse a lot more circulation, more blood flow into the shin bone. Yeah, go to one side and the other. And now let's do the other side. If you have the balls, you can do the left side now. Sinking the weight into the lower legs. Okay, next one, we're gonna do the shin bone itself. This is also great to prevent shin splints and to activate the circulation in the lower legs. For this one, if you have the roll, you can just go on the roll and roll from the ankle to the knee. If you only have the tennis balls, it may be hard to do, but we can try and put it in the middle of the shins and maybe just sit there creating some pressure just to bring that circulation around. Or this one, it's as simple as sitting on your heels. That will get you some pressure as you sit down. On your heels, you're gonna have those shin bones against the floor. So that can be a modification if the balls don't work underneath your shins. They could, it just feels kind of intense. So just kind of judge for yourself. Just roll up and down on that roll from the ankle to the knee, just hovering over on your hands, just rolling that. Your legs are gonna feel so much lighter when you're done. Okay. If you have the tennis balls, we can do the foot now. The whole foot is gonna basically massage the whole body. So we're gonna get up and have that ball under the right foot and roll it up and down the foot from toes to heel. This one cannot be done with a roller, unfortunately, so we have to use the ball. And then hover over the ball with the toes wrapped around the ball, like a tiger holding something with its paw. And you're gonna sink into the big toe. And then a little bit to the outside. So kind of move sideways on your foot. Just to feel how you're working on this fascia of the foot. This is called reflexology because all this area of the foot correspond to organs and systems in the body. For instance, the big toe represents the head and the neck. Then you have the thoracic area right below the toes. And then you have your intestinal soft area right in the middle of your foot. So we are doing a comprehensive massage to the whole body. And now go into the soft area on the area in the center of the foot. This is also great exercise for plantar fasciitis. It's gonna release that fascia and it's gonna help your foot be more flexible, more open. And then we're gonna go to the base of the heel. And then right on the edge of the heel for the Achilles tendon stretch and also for the sciatic nerve that ends in the bottom of your heel towards the end. All right. And now I'm gonna roll up and down a few more times. Getting the whole foot. And then we'll switch to the left foot. Just the top area now, side to side. Go to the head, to the neck, and all the way to the rib cage, right below the toes. And then in the middle of the foot. When you work in the middle of the foot, you also work on the digestive system and elimination. As you go closer to the heel, you get into the intestinal area. So if you ever have constipation or anything that you want to move the bowels a little better, you got to do this exercise every morning with a simple tennis ball. And over time, as you do it regularly, you're going to feel a lot more energy throughout the whole body because it's going to open all kinds of meridians. Okay, go to the heel now, right at the first edge of the heel. Press, put your weight on that. And then go further back to the heel itself for the Achilles tendon stretch and the sciatic nerve. Great. Now we put the balls to the side. We're gonna do the roller again on the right side. So we're gonna lean on our side. If you have the roller, put it horizontal on your mat and roll up and down from your knee to your hip. Your hands are on the floor, so you're supporting yourself, and you're moving from the waist up and down. With the balls, you're gonna place them underneath your IT band on the side, one towards the knee and one towards the hip. And you lean on that. This is gonna get a little bit deeper, more intense stretch because it's more localized. It's not spread through a big surface like the roll. So you will be more intense. So you can ease up by pressing into your palms, lifting up a bit. So you decide how much you want here. Because the IT band is a very stiff, very thick bundles of, it's called iliotibial tract because it has all these bands of muscles and tendons. And we always use it when we walk, when we jog, when we run, when we bike, when we hike, everything. So it gets really tight and you can pull on the knee, on the patellar ligaments, or you can pull on the hip muscles and it tightens up and it causes pain. So we need to release this big muscle. Yeah, just roll it up and down. It may hurt at first. If you've never done this, it's gonna hurt because you're going against resistance. Our body tightened up so much over time that it creates resistance to this, so it's gonna hurt. But if you do it regularly, it gets easier and easier. First time, you're gonna think, oh my gosh, this really hurts. But give it some pressure, but not too much. You decide how much weight you wanna put into the roll. But it is going to release a lot of toxic waste from those muscles. It's basically lactic acid and all kinds of residue from the muscles. So you will feel better, but not in the moment. So make it as pleasant as you need it to be, but it's going to feel still kind of uncomfortable. Okay, so let's stop right above the knee now and hold there for 3 breaths. That's a very, very tight area. Usually in the middle of the muscle, in the belly of the muscle, it's a little easier. So we rolled all the way up and down first to release everything. And then we address the ends, the insertion and the, what you call the other one? I forgot. The origin. So you go to the origin of the muscle and tendon and to the insertion only after you've done a full release up and down. And now we'll go closer to the hip and stay there on our side. And feel that. We're opening up all these muscles, including the TFL. And a little bit into that sciatic nerve pathway, the piriformis. Okay, now we'll continue to roll up from the hip to the armpit. Just like 3 times. Support the head because this one cannot be done with the balls. It's just not gonna be easy to do. So bring it right under the armpit and go up and down on that muscle that helps you lift your arms all the time. You may attempt with a roll, with a ball, to put it right under the armpit, behind the armpit, and you can lean on that. So that may be quite intense though. And then put your hands behind your head. So it's gonna be ball under the back of the armpit and lean on it. But for those that have the roll, you just go up and down, shifting your body up and down on the roll. And it's gonna get that levator scapularis and all this muscle levator of the arm. So you're just gonna roll it like this, lifting the hips is gonna get you more roll. Okay, so you can move it more. So you can be on your left foot here and roll under the right arm. All right, hold here. Now, as you have the roll under your arm, we're gonna inhale and lift the head up, look to the sky. And exhale, bring the chin to the chest, look down at your navel. Inhale, open. So that ball will also travel a little bit further back as you lean back, so more into the back body. And then as you exhale, you bring it more towards the armpit and the pectoralis in the front. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. You feel that, Jane, right under there? Yeah, a little too much. Yeah, it's very tight there. Okay, I know. Try not to scream, Tony, right? Okay, let's move to the other side. So now we're gonna do the left side of the IT band. Place your balls right next to the knee, next to the hip, and then lean on them. And if you're on the roll, you're gonna get on your side, on your elbow or hands. Lengthen the bottom leg, right foot stays on the floor, and the left leg rolls down and up. This is just like tenderizing the meat. When I showed it to my husband one time, because this is like a meat tenderizer. Are you gonna cook me next? I said, no, honey, just do it, see how you feel. He didn't like it, so never did it again. Oh, so we're just gonna do what we can here. Don't make it too intense, but you wanna have some release. So you decide how much weight you put on the roll or the ball. And one side will be more dense than the other. Just as you've noticed, we have always one area that's more intense because it's used more probably. And now stay there next to the knee, even if on the roll or on the ball, get that pressure towards the outside of the knee. Take some deep breaths. The breath here is very important because it's gonna help you put up with a discomfort. It's gonna help you release a lot of that tension and stress and negative energy we hold, lactic acid, and so forth, unprocessed stuff. And now let's bring it up towards the hip, closer to the hip, and stay at that point. Take a few breaths here. Releasing as you exhale. Good. Doing good, everybody? Jane, drink some more water. You shouldn't have said, yeah, let's do the roll. Don't regret it. It's going to be good for you. So now we're going to bring it up more towards the armpit. And you can put the ball behind the armpit and then lean on it on the floor on the left side. So we're going to work with this left underarm area. All these muscles that help us lift things with our hands. Anytime we lift the arms, we're going to use these muscles. And we do use our arms a lot in yoga, don't we? So we do have a lot of tension there. This is a chance to release it. So roll up and down on the roll. If you're on the ball, you're just going to roll up and down gently by using your weight. Leaning up and then leaning down. Or you can even go side to side in a little bit. So you can have the Knees on the floor and hips lifted if you're on the roll, just to have more ability to move more. You cover more space as you lift the hips off. You can roll up and down more. And then stop right under the armpits with a ball all the roll. And then we're gonna exhale, bring the chin to chest, dropping forward. And inhale as we open the head and look up, we're gonna stretch more back. Exhale forward. And inhale, open. 2 more just like that, releasing a little bit more tension. Feeling the body releasing, even though it's hard in a moment, you'll be wonderful after. Just enjoy the journey as much as you can, but know that the benefits will be much greater. You will pay the price. Okay, so let's release that. And let's do the whole back of the legs from the knees up, like the hamstrings. And then we'll do the front. So we're gonna be on the roll or the balls. If you have the balls, bring them right in the center of the hamstrings, in the middle of them. If you're on the roll, you're gonna put the roll underneath your thighs and hands go back. Gonna roll up and down, lifting your tush off the floor. You're gonna roll up and down, covering the whole surface of the hamstrings. You can even roll past the knees, depending on how much length you can cover. Hamstrings are a little easier, right? For everybody, I think. Mine seem to be good. My side, my IT band was really tight. My shin was tight. My armpit was tight, right? So this is my easy point today. Jane, how is it for you? You okay? Equally, okay. See, yeah, everybody's different, so it's okay. All right, done with that. Now we gotta do the back just because everybody holds tension in their back, right? So let's bring it right behind our low back. And we're gonna do just the low back, sitting on the sit bone and hands to the side, and you just roll up to maybe past L5. Don't go too far, just from the tailbone to L5. If you have the balls, those are gonna go on each side of the middle of the glutes actually. So you put those 2 balls right in the center of your gluteus maximus and then sit down on them and lengthen the legs. You're gonna feel that pressure dropping down, releasing those muscles that actually connect to your lats. So it's gonna release on your upper back as well. So hold that posture with the tennis balls underneath your glutes for 3 or 4 breaths. Or continue to roll a few more times. Okay, now we're gonna move on a little bit further up the back with a roll. We're gonna go all the way up and down the spine. So start again low. And I'm gonna bring it more towards the beginning of the rib cage on your back. And then hands go behind the head, knees are bent, and roll up and down. If you have the tennis balls, now you're gonna put them underneath the shoulder blades. Just right at the base of your angel wings. And you'll hold the head with your hands, supporting the head here. Good. Well, let's take a few breaths here. If you're doing the roll, keep rolling up and down. Tennis balls are more direct. They're gonna get more of that embedded tension between the shoulder blades. So you may choose to just use the tennis balls here. Even though they cover a small area, they release a whole group of muscles because it dissipates throughout the back. It's going to be more intense with the tennis balls, but you're going to get more release. Open up and breathe. Don't drop too much weight because it may be painful, but ease up as much as you need. Now with the tennis balls, we're going to keep them there, but we're going to drop the left elbow down and then inhale center and then exhale, drop the right elbow down. So you're going to do kind of like a shift side to side, like a pendulum. This is going to move a little bit more tension. It's going to get it higher up the neck into the trapezius and rhomboids. Or if this is too much, go back to the roll if you have it and continue to roll up and down all the way to the neck. All right. Support the head with your hands and just roll from the rib cage up to the neck. Breathing in, breathing out long. Relax through the out breath. It's a little hard to relax when this is so tense. We're going through a lot of resistance, but we are getting it to open up. So it's a good thing you're doing. And stop in the middle of the roll, in the middle of your back, and let those elbows hinge back. Drop the head and feel the openness in the front of the shoulders, pecs, and triceps, biceps areas. 3 breaths here. All right, now roll the roll up to the neck, just right underneath your neck, and move your head side to side. If you have the tennis balls, put them right in the crook of the neck. They're almost falling out, but not quite. So they're gonna be more directly into the trapezius and rhomboids. And make sure you don't lose them, but they're close enough to the crook of the neck. So keep them there and breathe. And roll the head side to side if you are on the roll itself. Releasing any tension from the base of the neck and the whole neck area. Great. Two more breaths here. And release the ball. We will take a break from this. We're going to continue on with some easy stuff so we have time to process because that went quite deep. So let's bring into saddle pose. Bring your knees apart. Bring it lengthwise on your mat so your knees are on the mat. And come to frog legs or saddle pose. Open your knees out to the side. And then feet are further out than the knees. And drop here on the front on your block or on your elbows. So we're opening up the groin, the inner thigh, the lymphatic flow gets increased. The spleen meridian gets activated. We get a lot more openness into the pelvic floor. Let's hold another minute. Stay here, breathe, and allow the release to happen. Make sure your knees are comfortable. Lengthen the exhalation, releasing more, creating more space. Okay, inhale, walk it back in. And we will come to the floor on our belly. And before you drop all the way down, slide the left arm underneath your chest, and then the right arm stretches the other way. So you have an X with your arms right in front of your chest, and then drop your chin down. If you need your block in front of you for your head, you can bring it. Or you may find that your chin can rest on the top of the arm. This opens up again between the shoulder blades and all around the back of the arms. There will be also the long meridian that gets activated here. All right, inhale and gently lift. Bring the arms back. This time we're gonna slide the right arm under first and then the left arm on top. So reversing the position of the arms and drop the chin down again. This will feel different. Continue to focus on your breath, inhaling fully, pausing a little bit, and exhaling completely. All right, let's go ahead and release the arms. Bring them out to the side in a T and turn your head to the right, left ear to the floor. Inhale, bring the chin to the floor. Hold here, open the front of the neck. And exhale, turn the head to the left. Breathe. Inhale, bring the chin back. Bring the elbows to the side, right underneath your shoulders for Sphinx Pose. Palms are on the floor. Press the hips into the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Lift the heart. Lift out of the tailbone, out of the spine. And then stretch the right leg back, lengthen a bit more, and then stretch the left leg back, and then bring them back together. Just really feeling that length so we don't collapse in that low back. Few more breaths here. Now bring the hands on top of each other's. Forearms are on top of each other and forehead on the arms. And lift the knees, lift the feet towards your glutes and sink the hips down. So your heels are reaching towards your glutes. This will open and lengthen the front of the thighs, including the hip flexor and the psoas. The intention in the heels pressing down towards you. One more breath here. And now we will transition on our right side. So we're gonna be on the right elbow, legs are extended. Support yourself into the left hand. And then extend the right arm back behind you. Drop the right ear to the floor and bring the chin towards the body a little bit. All right. So either stay here or the top leg can step back behind the right knee to open up this groin and hip flexor and psoas and whole quadriceps. So this one may be challenging, but see what you can do. If it's too much, keep it down. Breathe and open. If you feel pretty stable here and you don't need the left hand on the floor, bring the arm up and around the waist. Opening up also the left shoulder. Doing great. Few more breaths here. Just find a comfortable shape where you can hold and breathe and just simply be. Enjoy the pose, enjoy the breath, enjoy the body. Let go and relax, soften and sink. All right, release that side gently. Bring the hand back to the front first. Bend the knee. Press into the left hand and lift up. Now we'll turn on our left side. Left arm stretches behind us, but the shoulder level, not up above the head. And left ear to the floor. We're on our side again with the right leg on top. Now you can bring that right leg to step behind you if you'd like. This is your constricted side. You may be a little gentler here. If you want to see the other side, you have an easy time here, or easier. So do what you can, don't force it. And if you wish, you can bring that arm around the waist. Let's connect with the breath and continue to breathe long, deep, and smooth with long exhalations. Releasing any tension out of the front of the shoulder here, the pecs, all through the half of the chest and the side body, the right shoulder and deltoids. Breathing through the challenge, overcoming. Inhale, bring that right hand back, bring the knee back, and press into the right hand. And turn around on your back very gently, very slowly. Or you can rest in the other kind of Shavasana on your belly if you'd like. All right, so let's lay down comfortably. Get those legs out to the side. And arms out comfortably. Just noticing how you can release the whole body into the earth. Letting go of the whole weight. Allowing the mat to support you. Good. Softening through all the muscles, all the tendons. Releasing ankles and shins and toes. Soften around the knee joint. Hips and pelvis sinking heavy into the earth. Belly soft, back relaxed, spine long, imprinting into the ground. Arms and shoulders relaxed, chest open, collarbone smile. Smile at the corner of your mouth and at the corner of your eyes. Smooth off through the neck, through the jaw, through the face. Smooth off the crease between the eyebrows. Let go of the wrinkles on your forehead. Relax the whole body. The fascia that wraps around the body softens, relaxes, and lets go. Surrender fully to this moment of full and deep relaxation. When the body is comfortable, open, and free, and the mind is clear and connected, present and alert in this moment. Full presence in your existence, enjoying this one precious moment that will never be back again. Last 3 breaths. Let's focus at the area below the navel and imagine you breathe directly in that area. Inhaling through the belly into the internal prana. Re-energizing this area, storing some more energy into this navel point where we store the prana, the chi, the vital energy. And now breathing into the heart center, connecting with this energy of the heart, loving kindness, acceptance, compassion, and love. Adding some energy from the Manipura chakra, and we'll bring it up with this energy to the chakra of the eyebrow, between the eyebrows, the Ajna chakra. Breathing into that point to enhance our intuition, inspiration, and deep connection with ourselves. And let's release anything that doesn't serve us here on the mat and start to move the fingers and toes, waking up the body. Open the eyes, stretch the arms up, energize the body. Exhale, turn onto the right side. Bring your knees to the chest, rock side to side. And come on up when you are ready. We'll come back to our sitting pose gently and carefully. And take a moment here to observe the changes, the subtle changes in the body, in the mind, and the spirit. Knowing that we release some tension, some negative emotions, we freed up our energy, we enhance our mindfulness, our patience and acceptance of ourselves. So we can also reflect that upon others. Let's bring the hands together at the center of the heart, bowing to our own higher self and to the light in each and every one of us. Namaste. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining. And hopefully I get to see you guys Sunday.
Thank you.
You're
Fabulous.
welcome. Thank you, Peggy. You're able to follow with all the postures of the roll and everything.
Oh, it was really good.
It was good, wasn't it?
It
Okay.
hurts, but it's
It hurts, but it's a good hurt. It's
Like a
gonna
deep-
be good now.
deep
Like a deep
tissue.
tissue.
yeah.
Yes. All right, great.
So that
Good
was
to
great.
hear.
Have a good one.
See you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.